Oh, God, it's so freaking hot. Can't stand it any more. Why is everything in my house cream colored? What's up, sit-downers? Dean Gornitis here, bringing you classic reviews of books or something on Saturdays. I think it's Saturday. I'm so hot. I'm so hot. This week, The Great Gatsby, considered among 6 people to be the great American novel. Oh, wait. Logarithm here of the square root. Do that, multiply that by the population of 6. Oh, wait a second. Actually, everybody says that this is the great American book and can't shut up about it. So I'm going to skip that. Obviously, that's going to flow in and out of my conversation here because the concept of Americanism in The Great Gatsby has become connected to the book so intensely that it might as well be written on a piece of paper and stapled to the cover of the book. Which, by the way, the cover of the book, this is one of the few books that I can think of in American literature, in any literature really, where the cover art has stuck with the book throughout time. I'd be very surprised if you didn't recognize it, even if you've never read this book before. It's that blue picture with the eyes and the mouth in the upper half and like city lights on the bottom. Nobody's really sure what it means. Ernest Hemingway even contacted Fitzgerald after the release of the book and said he wasn't too excited about the cover. And Fitzgerald said, you know what? Don't judge a book by its cover. And Hemingway didn't, and he became a fan.
So then what is your take on The Great Gatsby?
What I want to focus on here with The Great Gatsby is the concept of the dream. I'm not so sure. No. I am sure. The dream, whatever the dream might be, isn't an American concept. That's a human concept. Everybody reaches towards a dream. Everybody reaches towards a goal. My goal was to graduate college, and I reached it. Now, what am I doing with my life? Desire to achieve one's dreams does take place in America in The Great Gatsby. And so, in this setting, the dream, more or less, as we all know, is obtaining a lot of money. But what happens when that money's been attained? That was the big crisis that took place in America in the Roaring 20s. Wealth was very easy to come by as the GIs came home from the Great War, also known as World War I, and inflation skyrocketed in the United States to the point where almost everyone, had a large sum of money and they were spending like they had never spent before. Also during this time period, as you may recall from your history classes, was Prohibition, which was enacted, I believe, in 1919. And when a drug isn't taken in control by the government of the country, that means a lot of other people are going to become rich off of it. And that's what happened to Gatsby here. It's never said outright by Gatsby that it's the truth, but one can take, when reading between the lines, that Gatsby made his huge sum of money through bootlegging. So the pursuit of the dream. Why is Gatsby such a compelling character in comparison to Nick Carraway, who's a decent man, Tom Buchanan, who's annoying, Daisy, who maybe isn't that smart? Gatsby comes across as this guy that you want to be friends with. He calls you old sport. He's dressed nice, he has money, but I think what's most important is that he wants something more than anybody else around him. And I think if you take a look at the people that you find compelling, that you know around your city, around your campus, around your high school, the people that generate the most attention, whether that attention is good or bad, are the people who really want something. Whether that wanting is good or bad, I think is what Fitzgerald is trying to get to at the root of this novel. The symbols in this book are some of the biggest in literature ever. some that'll stick with you even if you've never read the book. You've probably heard of them before. There's the green light across the river from Gatsby's house. What does it mean? It's just desire. It's a man's desire to reach something that's out of reach. And we all deal with that. That's something that drives us forward as men and women. But my favorite symbol in this book is the billboard that watches over the city of ashes. This billboard is two big eyes staring down that originally came from some optometrist, but has been up there for so long that the paint is starting to wear off due to weather conditions, and has gone from becoming an advertisement, which I suppose you could say symbolizes the huge monetary explosion that was occurring in the 20s. But it goes past that and becomes just two eyes looking down on the city. And a lot of time has been spent over the past 80, 90 years now over what the essence of that sign is. Some people say it's an omnipresent deity of sorts looking down without judgment on everything that's going on. That could make sense, but Fitzgerald never wrote anything in the book that specifically implied that. What I like to see the sign as is a symbol of nothing in particular. What Fitzgerald was trying to compel the readers to believe when reading this book, and I believe this also comes out in Nick Carraway's discussion as he tells us the story of what happened, is that nothing in our world really has any value until we put value on it. Yes, you can imply plenty of interpretations to it, and it's not bad for you to do so. Every reader is going to get something different out of this sign and what it means towards the story. A lot of readers are going to glance right over it and never even remembered that the sign was even in the book, and that's okay too. I think that's what Fitzgerald was trying to go for. Put value in this book on the things that you want to put value on. And the things that you don't find valuable, that's okay. The Grapes of Wrath was written 15 years later to tell us about the pains of not having any money during the Great Depression. Then The Great Gatsby was written in the 1920s to tell us about the pains of having too much money and not having anything to strive for anymore. So what I'm going to take out is that I should be really grateful for my one-bedroom apartment. That being said, I'm going to go back upstairs to my air-conditioned room of paradise and play video games, because that's the dream that I dreamt for today. Dean Gordonitis, the Saturday Sit Down, reviewing F. Scott Fitzgerald's